Hey guys, Clan Gaming here, bringing you another unit showcase. This time we'll be doing the Fire Near Trevor. Here are his stats and skill ups as well as ruins. He actually doesn't gain a minus cooldown on his second skill when you skill him up, so it's just damage. I don't really have the best ruins on him. He has pretty much leftover ruins since my best set of vampires on Laika, and his attack and HP are both on the low side. Let's test him out on HP crit damage attack on these 5-mon monsters. We'll compare it to Theomars, who is full YOLO build attack crit damage attack, and we shall see how much difference there is. So I use time to loot here and look closely. Theomars should do, that was 33,000, and Trevor will do 16,000. Yeah, there's a pretty big difference. I wasn't really surprised because he's Ruin Bruiser. Now we'll be going through where I think he is good at and why I think he's good there. So first of all, farming. This is his most known usage, as he has pretty low rune requirements on Vampire to solo Chiruka and 5-mon. I don't recommend him for after mid game because he's not extremely fast in clearing these maps. But for early game, just slap some 4-star Vampire runes on him and you'll be good to go, even if you can't farm Necro. Now, this part is the main reason why I made this video. I think that Bruiser Trevor is extremely OP in frontline for the elemental beasts Light, Dark, and Wind on Vampire. For all these dungeons, I think that mostly you kind of want to go YOLO. You don't really bring that many healers. It's either Huahi. Pretty much Huahi is the best healer in most of these places. I don't have a Huahi, so I use Chasun here as a frontline. Trevor, as you can see, Trevor took a lot of damage, but his passive kept him alive, and one Relentless Strike got him back to 85% health. If I had around 25k HP on the Trevor, I think I can tank a lot more. But for now, since this is my best ruins I have on him that I have in storage, I can't really do that much, and this is pretty much the best score I can get. I do want to say that the 6-starring of Trevor made my Light Beast and Dark Beast go from B to A. For Wind Beast, it went from B+ to A-, but that's mostly because I don't have enough AoE healers. Here are the teams I use for all three of these, and if you have any extra questions or comments on how to get above A, I can kind of tell you what your team comp should look like, even though I'm not an expert on this. I have S on fire and water, but that doesn't really matter because Trevor's not good there. Now for PvP, personally speaking, I wouldn't use him in Arena even though he has the Arena Leader skill. I think that he is better in PvP in Guild Wars, and his kit doesn't warrant him a place in Arena for people above Conk 1 at least, because you kind of want to use speed clear, like AoE damage to their Galleon or Devolution, things like that. Every fight, if you use Trevor, will take forever, just like this one. That's why I sped it up, and I don't think it's worth it to use him in these situations. However, I do think that in Guild Wars he is pretty beast, as there are less threats, there are more chances for you to hit the opponent and get your vampire set off, and there are, generally speaking, just more opportunities to use him there, as Guild Wars doesn't really have a time limit. Now for this fight, I will put it on one-time speed because I want to talk about the opponent's team comp as well as my own. So why would I bring Trevor to this team? because the opponent has 3 AoE damage. Well, they're bruisers, they're actually damage dealers, but they do kind of decent damage, especially the 2 beast monks. So if I bring Trevor here, I'll be hit by the AoEs and he will drop some health. And after he drops some health, I can leech back the full as well as do more damage here. So basically in this case, I would want to kill the Village Rule first because he has immunity. For Guild Wars, it's pretty much the same idea. I do think that one of the other main reasons why I brought him here is because the Armor Breaker is a retouch. However, the Wind Beast Monk still landed Armor Break on me. I don't really see that as an extremely bad thing because I think after this they'll still hit me and I won't die, and I might get some lucky revenge procs like this. Goodbye. He just died on a revenge proc. That's where you would want to use him. When an opponent wants to hit him but doesn't do enough damage to warrant killing him, and then you put Vampire Set on him as well as Revenge, or Nemesis. Nemesis works too if you have low speed and you kind of want him to move a bit more. That's also a very good choice. But otherwise, Revenge I think is the best set. I still think that HP Grid Damage Attack is the only legit build for Trevor in PvP at the moment as well, because Attack Grid Damage Attack is just too squishy. Sometimes you wouldn't be utilizing your passive because if you're on Attack Grid Damage Attack, you might get one shot and then you won't proc your passive at all. So in that case, I do think HP Crit Damage Attack is the best choice. Okay, so what's the final verdict on this monster? I think overall I would give him an A+ for early game, as he can help you progress in terms of farming. For mid game and late game, he's probably an A-. He only pretty much excels in Rift's frontline beasts, and for PvP he's kind of lackluster unless in extremely niche situations in Guild Wars. Thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye bye.